Whitney Lee is suing baseball stadium employee Bobby Reynolds in the amount of $2,850. She says the defendant broke her glasses and caused her public humiliation while attending a sporting event.
This is the matter of Whitney Lee versus Bobby Reynolds, suing Mr. Reynolds for $2,850 for an incident occurring at a baseball game. Tell me about it, Ms. Lee.
Your Honor, I was on a date with a very nice man. It was my first in a long time. I'm a little nervous about going out in public because I have a problem with my hair. It thins and I'm getting a little bald. And anyway, we went to a baseball game, the local baseball game. I'm not a big baseball fan, but I wanted to share some of his interests, so I went anyway. And we were having a very nice time so far. And at one point, a fan had ordered some peanuts. And the next thing I know, my glasses had been knocked off my face and they broke, and my wig had come off. And
wow, from throwing peanuts?
Yeah. And it turns out that the peanut sack hit me in the head so hard, everything came off.
One package of peanuts?
One package,
bag?
Yes, it was a big bag of nuts.
Yeah, I know, from the baseball games. Wow.
And what made things even worse was that all this happened on the Jumbotron.
Oh my goodness.
So everybody in the stadium got to see it. It was a local game, it was televised, so everybody on television saw this. And it was just so humiliating, I just couldn't stand it. So I got up and I left this very nice man alone, and I just hailed a cab and ran. And before I got out of there, a bunch of drunk guys saw me, and they laughed at me and called me the peanut sack lady and threw peanuts at me, and I just had to leave.
How did we amass this $3,850 or $2,850?
Well, this thing just, you know, it embarrassed me so much. It was so humiliating. I just couldn't work.
You couldn't work?
I couldn't work. I had to get new glasses. That was expensive.
Yeah.
And I've been undergoing therapy.
Really?
I've had extreme, you know, hardship, extreme emotional distress because of all of this.
What happened over there, Mr. Reynolds?
Your Honor, it was a normal day at the ball game. I work all the local Evansville games for the Hawkeyes. I'm a peanut barker.
A peanut what?
Peanut barker.
What that mean? You yell out?
I yell out
peanuts, peanuts,
exactly.
peanuts.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
And it was a packed game. It was a rival, and I was selling a lot of peanuts. I was tossing a lot of bags that day. Mm-hmm. And it was towards the end of the game, and I was, my arm was starting to get a little tired, a little sore, and a fan around Miss Lee's area ordered a bag of nuts. So I did my thing. I usually do a little dance, a little wind up. I used to be a pitcher. And I tossed it at the fan, and at that moment in time, Miss Lee had leaned forward and looked up and wasn't paying attention. So
the fan was like in the middle of the row?
It was one row down from her.
One row down from her?
Past her, yes. So.
Oh, the row in front of her?
Correct.
Oh, your pitch was off.
It was off a little bit.
You were way off.
It was way off.
It was not that off. It was not that off.
Yeah, wow.
She should have been paying attention.
Is that your response? She should have been paying attention? Yeah. What if I take this thing right here and throw it at you? What you would say?
I'd be looking.
That you should have been paying attention?
I would have.
That's rude. Now, if it was an accident, I know your mother, your father, your grandmother, somebody taught you some type of manners. Did they not?
Yes.
So when you hit someone accidentally, is there something that we say in America?
Yes, there is. But
and what do you say?
You say, I'm sorry.
Did you ever say to her, I'm sorry?
She didn't give me the chance, Your
Okay,
Honor.
now you have a chance.
Now
you have a chance.
Oh. I'm sorry, Miss Lee, for hitting you with my bag of nuts.
I could have used that a little while ago, like about
$2,850
I am really sorry. You ran out of the game. You took
Now,
off.
you ran out. You didn't give him a chance to apologize because you said you ran out of the game. But I don't like him coming into the courtroom now talking about you should have been paying attention.
Well,
what evidence do you have of this therapy and the broken glasses? I mean, I'm sure your glasses probably cost $200 or $300. Like most of them these days, except my little cheap ones. I don't do that. What? What's this receipt for $250? What's that? What's that for?
Well,
the $250 receipt.
The glasses.
Oh, that's what the glasses cost.
Yeah, and the rest is for the therapy. I
Yeah,
mean,
this big bag of peanuts.
That is the bag of peanuts.
This is
that
the
hit
type of
me,
bag
or
they're
it's a
in?
bag.
Yes.
That's kind of like the.
It's
that is
tied
the
when
bag.
you throw it.
That's a sack.
Well,
That is a very big
It's a
peanut
sack.
That's a sack of peanuts. That's not a bag of peanuts. My goodness.
Coming up on Justice with Judge Maybelline.
We age, that's what happens. And thank God for wigs. We can cover it all up. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of that, sweetheart.
And later,
With two hands, she grabs it from my right hand, she yanks it, and it hits the ground, and it's broken.
is not accurate.
Your Honor, that's a $4,000 camera. Whatever this was an act of aggression, unneeded, and which could have been avoided.
That's a large sack of peanuts.
And it hurts very badly.
I know, I can imagine. But I'm still trying to figure out how to knock your wig off, though.
It's a wonder it didn't knock me over completely.
Yeah, I see the therapy, but, you people bring me a bill from a therapist, but I never get a diagnosis from a therapist. I never get an explanation from the therapist that she's seeing me for this particular reason, and this is what caused it, and this is what, because you were already not going outside.
Well, I've had this problem for quite a while with thinning hair. And
Right. As we age, that's what happens. And thank God for wigs. We can cover it all up. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of that, sweetheart. That's, life. And you know what you have to look at wearing a wig as? Ooh, I get a chance to change this look and be anybody I want to be at any time I want to be. Think like that. I die young and it stays thick. I get older and it thins out, or I die young and it stays thick. It's part of the aging process. Accept it. And now that you can buy those wigs, you can still have a thick head of hair. But the point is, you are already in the same state of not feeling good about yourself and not going out because of the thinning hair. So hitting you with the bag of peanuts didn't change that. And I don't know if the therapy is because of the bag of peanuts hit or because of what you already going through. Now, you went to therapy for a couple of sessions. I'll give you the $500. Probably was a little traumatic for you because you were embarrassed and humiliated because it's on the Jumbotron.
Yes,
and
people,
everybody is looking at it and laughing.
And I still get teased about it, and it just hurts.
But you know what? Learn to laugh with them. Because it was a baseball game, and life happens. And if you just learn to laugh it off yourself, what you want to do is pretend that it happened to somebody else. That it was somebody else's face on that Jumbotron, somebody else's wig that came off. I bet you would have been laughing too. And he said, I'm sorry. And you get that little smirk off your face. You get it off right now. It's not funny. It hurt her feelings. It embarrassed her. It humiliated you. And I understand. You don't want certain things like that on the Jumbotron. Okay. $700 for the plaintiff.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $700.
I didn't mean to hurt you, and I hope this money helps.
I appreciate that. I can use the money to help me get out of my shell more.
Photographer Sam Young is suing Nicole Tarley in the amount of $3,999.99. He says the defendant destroyed his camera. Ms. Tarley claims the plaintiff was taking pictures of girls on the beach without their permission.
This is the matter of Sam Young versus Nicole Tarley, and I'm advised, Mr. Young, that you are suing Ms. Tarley for $3,999.99. That's an interesting amount. How'd you get to that amount?
Your Honor, it's a very expensive camera. It's a Canon Mark III DSLR. Your Honor, I'm a photographer, and I've taken thousands of pictures. I was minding my own business on the public beach. Public space with my private property, which is very expensive. I have evidence right here to show the price tag. as well as the damages occurred during the incidents. I was minding my own business on the beach, taking photos, as it is my hobby. I take thousands of photos. I go to the city, I go to the mountains, I go to the parks and the beach. Your Honor, Nicole here.
Wait, what is this picture of?
That's the damage caused by Nicole.
Oh, so this is a camera.
Yes,
You're telling
the
me
price.
how much it costs.
And that's not even including the zoom.
Okay. So you take pictures everywhere because you're a photographer.
Yes, ma'am. It's my hobby.
All right. And you were on the public beach.
Yes, I was on the public beach, minding my own business, when Nicole comes behind me, and she sternly says, "What are you doing?" And I'm shocked. See, I know Nicole. We were friends once.
Oh.
I asked her out once, and she declined, which I respected. And she started acting all weird, so I respected her space. I left. I gave her the space. But for her to all of a sudden come behind me and say, "What are you doing?" I was shocked. I was like, I'm taking photos. You know I'm a
those are
photographer.
non-aggressive
Hold on a
words.
second.
And she says, "What are you doing?" I'm like shocked. So I'm just explaining, I'm taking photos. And she says, "Delete these now." And I'm just like, what do you mean delete these? I'm taking photos. I'm in a public place. I'm a photographer. And she continues, and I'm just threatened. And she's gathering a crowd. She's yelling, "Delete these." And she's yelling, and I'm threatened, and I'm just walking away because this is a very awkward situation, Your Honor. And I'm heading out, and she says, "I want that picture of me off." And I didn't know I had a picture of her. I took thousands of pictures, Your Honor.
How you didn't know you took a picture of her?
Your
You
Honor,
can't see
I
what you're
take
taking a picture
shot
of?
after shot after shot. Mass groups of people. As I was walking away, she grabbed my camera. I'm holding one bag in my left hand, and I'm holding the camera in my right. With two hands, she grabs it from my right hand, she yanks it, and it hits the ground, and it's
That
broken.
is not accurate.
Your Honor, that's a $4,000 camera. Whatever this was an act of aggression, unneeded, and which could have been avoided if you just confronted me calmly. Your Honor, this is a simple case. Public place, private property, and someone that destroyed my property. I'm not pressing criminal charges. All I want is reimbursement for the camera that you broke.
All right. Gotcha.
Very simple.
Real simple and easy. According to you.
Coming up,
Why would I have a display monitor of explicit photos? Your man,
You
I
have
was
a
at the beach.
we're back with the case of Sam Young, who is suing Nicole Tarley for loss of property.
Let me hear from you, Miss Tarley.
I work at a frozen banana stand, and he was making very perverted jokes about what I could do with his frozen banana, and that
Hold
sort
on a
of.
second. Very perverted jokes is a conclusion.
Well,
what
things-
did he say?
Things such as, "Well, you should come try out my frozen banana," and like gesturing at.
Gesturing at what?
his
You're an adult.
area.
Say it. You know your pride. You know the anatomy. We're all adults in here.
That is private.
Okay. So he said stuff like, "You should come and try out my frozen banana," while gesturing at his private parts.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what else?
And so I felt uncomfortable with that. I didn't, I expected him to stop coming into the concession stand because he did seem so offended. However, the day of the incident, I was in there with my coworker discussing the fact that we were going to go to the beach while he was in earshot. And after I went to the beach, I was enjoying my time with my friend Whitney, my coworker Whitney, and her little sister Sarah, who's 14 years old. And as we were swimming, Whitney pointed out that she saw Sam in the distance. So I went over to see, she said she saw his camera pointed at us, so I went over to see, is this really an issue? As I got behind him, I could see he has this camera equipment. It includes a computer screen where you can see all of the pictures that he is taking, and I could see that there were several pictures zoomed in on the cleavage and on the private areas of both myself, Sarah, the 14-year-old girl, and Whitney. And I felt very violated and uncomfortable with that.
So zoomed in on the cleavage, and what else did you say?
And the private areas of the 14-year-old was my biggest concern, but
while
also
you were
myself.
while you were in the water or walking on the beach or what?
I mean, both. Honestly, we were in the water when we noticed the camera screen, but there were pictures of us both. Obviously, he had been there for a while taking pictures of our group.
Your Honor, if I may. She says I was at the beach.
Wait a minute. So you said he had a camera. I mean, the camera that he had, this Canon camera that costs all the money, he also had, the
additional
computer
equipment.
part set up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you had the screen next to the camera somewhere in a chair there. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Someone said to you, he's up there taking pictures of us, you walked up to see, you were able to see pictures of you, your girlfriend, and her little 14-year-old sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Clearly on his screen of your private parts and upper parts of your body and cleavage, etc., which means that you had on a skimpy bathing
We were
suit?
wearing bikinis, all three of us. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, answer that.
Why would I have a display monitor of explicit photos? Your man,
You
I
had
was
a
at the beach.
Okay, here's the
Display
problem.
monitor on
She's
your-
saying
I
she's
don't need you to
over-exaggerating.
repeat to me that you were at the beach.
Judge Maybelline's verdict when Justice with Judge Maybelline returns.
Here's the situation, Ms. Tarley. If he had sexually inappropriate pictures on the camera, as you say, you can't play police. And you can't take his stuff and just destroy it because of that.
But I was trying to make him wait for the police to come.
You had 3 friends there. You had 3 friends there.
Whitney was
That's what
calling
you
for
said.
the police. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
and so you do things to keep him from leaving, but you know him. You know who he is. You know his name. You know all that kind of stuff. Doesn't matter. You cannot destroy his property.
But I didn't destroy it.
Oh, I believed you up to the point when you denied destroying the property.
But I didn't destroy it. I had a hand on the camera just as he did. I didn't. He's saying that I aggressively flung it on the ground.
Either one of you is telling the entire truth. You lied, and I think there were pictures of her on there. I don't believe it. I don't believe you when you said, I didn't realize I had taken pictures of her. You're lying. I don't believe you when you said I didn't grab his camera from him because he's trying to leave with the pictures and you wanted them deleted right now, not later, right now. So I'm sure and I believe that you did grab his camera, and in doing so it fell. Not intending to destroy it, but you wanted to get it from him. But in doing so, it fell. You didn't have the right to do that. You can't take the law into your own hand when people are breaking the law. You cannot do that. So you have to pay him up for his camera. You can't do that. Now that's it. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $4,000.
I can't believe that I have to pay you the $4,000 when you know that I didn't even break your camera.
Look, you broke the camera, and now you're going to pay for it, okay? Simple as that.